what I mean.
Don't say that.
You look like you're gonna stab yourself in the eyes with those.
I have before. I absolutely have before. Ah, my tongue is all brown. It's the tea.
It
Wait,
is
that's
the
probably gonna happen to
tea.
me too because I'm drinking Tang right now.
Ooh.
Jason got Tang. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me help myself.
Well, I don't even know
Pause.
what Jason got.
Pause. I have.
That's the homosexual agenda. Hell yeah. Let
I'm
me show you
thirsty.
how many drinks I have at my desk. It's not even funny. It keeps going. I need to put these back because I physically can't hold them all.
Look at how big this is compared to the size of my head. I refill this at least like 4 times a day with how much fucking water I drink.
You know what?
Nice.
Hell yeah, Ricky. We love
Although-
hydration.
It's missing stickers.
It is. I had on my last water bottle. I was so sad. It was like a little dog that was just like. It had a thing that said like I got that dog in me, and it's a dog going like, and a little vest that said nervous.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
that.
It's very
I-
core.
I cannot have a water bottle that's not plastered in stickers. Every single one that I have, covered in stickers. I mean that so literally.
I need to get stickers.
You need stickers, man. You need a lot of them. A metric fuck ton, if you will.
I do. Yeah.
Anyway. Hello. What's up? What's good? Welcome to the Arcanum. It's me, your boy, the motherfucker. The dude that just keeps being a dude. Let's see mess. Otherwise known as Bob. And this will be my last fairy tale. That's fucked to say.
I put my phone doing that. I'm so sorry.
You're good, you're good. It's such outrage that Nova flipped their phone.
Completely upside down. It was crazy.
They're just
Yes,
like, fuck
this
this
is-
shit.
How dare you end it? This is the final episode of Bloody Fairy Tales. This is our epilogues. So, with that being said, Casey,
No, what?
introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Cece, or Casey, whatever the fuck I feel like on the day. Oh, this is kind of sad. This is kind of sad. Oh, and today's
Yeah.
my last day playing Remy.
Yeah.
And it will be the last session that she goes by Remy.
Mm-hmm.
Warlock.
It gets sadder the more you think about it.
Warlock, new ascended god, probably. Yeah.
Ricky!
Hello, it is I. Him. Bo. Ricky.
Hey, Cheyenne.
Jam. So I am playing as the good boy, the doodle smacker, and the ace in Nobody's Hole, James Frost. Going
Hell
through some
yeah.
trauma.
As always.
Oh yeah.
Nova!
Aw, fuck. Hi, I'm Nova, they, them, Spooky X12. Tonight I play as Rapunzel, no longer baby druid.
Fuck yeah. And last but certainly not least, Kendra.
Hey, I'm Kendra. I'm playing Prunella, the bard slash cleric. Yeehaw!
Fuck yes. And we pick up right where we left off with our party having just defeated for the Devouring Maw and Asher, the dickhead. As Arthur leads the party out to thunderous applause from an entire kingdom. He walks out in front of everybody, crown on head, and says, Kingdoms rise on the backs of the hopeful and fall beneath the feet of the cruel. I have stood in both places. I have known love like the warmth of the sun, and I have buried it cold as stone. I've watched families torn apart by war, by pride, by mistakes we pretend are fate. You listen to me now. Love is not the songs they sing in courts, it is not grand gestures, nor vows etched in gold. Love is the quiet choosing, again and again, when it would be easier to walk away. It is the hand you hold when it trembles, the voice that softens when the world grows hard. Family is not just blood, it is who stays when the world burns. It is who carries your name not out of duty, but because it weighs less in their heart than letting you be forgotten. And survival, it is not victory. It is scars carried with grace, stories told with trembling voices, and waking up each day knowing that darkness didn't win. But mark this well. Tyranny thrives when good hearts grow silent. It feeds on fear, on the cracks where courage falters. Stand against it, not because you believe you will win, but because surrender carves deeper wounds than any blade. Defiance, even in the shadow of defeat, is a beacon. It tells the world and yourself that you were here. You did not kneel. So love fiercely, forgive where you can, and when you cannot, let time carry what your heart cannot bear. That is how we outlive the worst of things, not by standing unbroken, but by standing at all. I am, well, I guess I'm the king.
You are.
My name is Arthur Rivers. Yes, I am the descendant of a mad tyrant. But I was given this crown by the rightful heir, my sister.
I'll step forward and be like, I, with all things considering, have thought long and hard about this, even throughout my journey to begin with. I was never meant to be a queen. In the long run, I never wanted it. I also don't think I really know how to run a kingdom. However, I have traveled with amazing people. I have lost amazing people. I have gained amazing people, and I've saved amazing people. And I could not do that without these brave heroes here. I will make friendships, or I've made friendships that I think will last a lifetime. And I've lost friendships that would have lasted a lifetime. I think with everyone here today, there's no one more qualified to run a kingdom in my mind than Arthur. Arthur runs my armies. Arthur runs my financials. He runs everything. He raised me in all aspects, if you really think about it. Before our kingdom fell, who was there leading our army? Was it my father? No, it was not. He couldn't do that. He was too afraid to even leave the kingdom. It's always been Arthur. So, while I might be the rightful heir, please treat your rightful king with love, respect, and dignity, as I have my entire life. And also, I'm probably a god, and I'll make sure your world stays safe and whatnot. We don't know yet. We're still figuring that out. Bye.
And with that, I will do my best to return all of that back to you, the people. Because you've gone through far more than what I have gone through, and you deserve so much more than what I can provide. But I will do my best to provide for you, to help you rebuild, to help you raise your crops, raise your children, and continue your families. I will do that with the help of the other leaders of the other nations. As far as I'm concerned, the borders should not be quite as strict as they were. I think that it's time that we let the old world die. We let the new world start. So, from this day forward, I will call upon this day to be known as a holiday. We'll call it the Remembrance. Because if you forget about the past, you will repeat it. And if that happens, I don't know who will save us next time. So we will remember it forever. Or at least as long as I'm king. Yeah! You hear that? We're remembering shit!
Nope. Reel it back in. Back in.
Oh, I'm not supposed to... I'm sorry!
Reel it back.
I'm excited, okay? Anyway. Cheer!
Yay!
And they all start cheering.
I put like some magical fireworks in the background. I would like to think Prunella summoned some magic to go like this.
Yes!
Thank you, Prunella. And on that, we will fast forward 5 years. We come upon a small cottage in somewhat the interior of the city. It's got a nice yard in the front and 2 kids out front playing. A man and a woman standing in the yard watching their kids. And they look over. Sorry, I had to look over because the cat just fucking fucked with the bag. Timing. They look over. And they see everything that they've rebuilt. This is Arthur. And the Queen. He has summoned you all to his house for Remembrance Day. So this is where you will be coming up on everything. Let me bring up Arthur's stuff. Hang on. Yeah. So, as you slowly start to all come upon Arthur's house, you see him standing there, no armor on, no weapons. He just looks like a casual guy. He's got his crown on, and that's about it. Actually, we'll go with a D4, and I'm gonna see who shows up first. We'll go in order. After that, we'll just... This is just for the first person to see who is there.
Oh wait, was I supposed to do that?
No, I'm doing that.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
So if you see a dice, just...
Oddly enough, it was actually you, though.
Oh, okay.
It was number 3, so
Nice.
Prunella and Leo.
Nice. Okay, so the first one's to arrive?
Yep, you're the first
Alright.
2 to show up at the house.
Okay. So this is going to be pretty shocking, okay? Prunella, Pregante.
Yeah!
And they got 2 little gremlins.
Hell yeah.
About... Okay, I'm bad at math, but I'm just gonna say... One of them is like 4. The other one is 2, I think. So 4 and 2, and she's Pregante. The oldest one's a boy. Let me see what I wrote down. His name is Angelo. And the girl, the little one, is Valeria.
I love that.
Yeah. So you're gonna be walking in, right? And let's just say, I feel like Leo would be giving, like, the girl a piggyback ride. Because the girl is very energetic, just like him. And the boy is, like, he's literally, like, a little angel. So, he's gonna be holding on to Prunella's hand. And then walk up.
Aw.
Prunella's gonna look around and she's gonna be like, is this the place? You know, she's gonna be like, thinking,
I'm pretty
like,
sure this is the place. I mean,
it seems like, Arthur's the king now, right? It seems a little humble.
I mean, that was kind of always Audie's style, though.
Yeah, I guess you're right, huh?
He didn't like being too flashy of a guy. So this makes it. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. It's a nice little.
Cute.
It's a shack, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's cute.
For context, I wrote that they have like a homestead with like chickens and stuff. So,
I love that.
like, I think she was like surprised because it kind of like gives like vibes of their place. So she's like, oh. But yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen that meme. I just reposted it today, but it was like, when you find your boy who is just as nosy as you and you talk shit with each other, that is Prunella and that is Leo.
well, okay, she's not talking shit. She's just a little like,
Leo
oh, I
is.
was expecting a castle.
Leo is.
Leo definitely is.
Slap your man about everything.
We'll say that Arthur comes walking around the side of the house, and he goes, "Ah, there you are. You're the first here, Leo. You're the first here. Prunella, I'm not surprised about that. That makes a lot of sense. But Leo, what the hell?
I trained him.
You know, if anybody could do it, it was you, Prunella. I see you also have a couple."
Oh, wait, you too? You have some?
And
I like the idea of them just not keeping in touch for 5 years.
They've been busy.
Yeah,
they've been
Clearly.
clearly.
well. Arthur had very noble thoughts of meeting up every year for the remembrance, but it didn't always pan out.
It's because
We'll
he
say
didn't
that it
have
worked
noble
for the
thoughts with
first
his
couple.
wife.
Yeah. We'll say that everybody met up for like the first couple, and then everybody kind of, got to doing their own thing.
Life happens.
Yeah. But Artie goes, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Come here, kids." And you see a 5-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl walk up to Arthur.
Excuse me, pause. Their ages one more time.
5 years old and 4 years old.
So they wasted no time.
None.
Night of.
None.
The second they got married, fucking she said, "All right, it's my turn, and it's a good thing because I think I'm pregnant."
Hello, pretty boy. It is time. Put ring on finger.
Post haste.
Post haste. We are not dilly of the dally.
James the back is just like, move. Now.
Artie's like, okay. Yes, this is Dimitri, and this is Elise.
Oh my gosh. Wait, our kids are so similar in age. Wait, can they be friends? They be friends. She's gonna like look at her kids and she's gonna be like, go be friends. Go say hi.
And Leo's gonna put his daughter down and be like, Now, the number one thing to remember is that those are Arthur's kids. They will probably win in a fight. Do not fight them. Do not. I know him. I saw what he did.
Worst of all, they're the queen's children.
And worst of all, they are indeed the queen's children. So, if anything, if you don't worry about Arthur, his wife will absolutely go on a rampage. And not for nothing, there's also this guy that was a part of our group, and he was really good too. His name is James. And honestly, he's got a little spirit thing that's kind of scary too. So just be good, okay? I'll imagine his daughter's just kind of like, I'm gonna go punch stuff.
No, don't punch anything. You behave, or you will not get pie tonight.
No pie. Honestly, they were bound to be friends, and we all knew this. So, I mean, look at who their parents are.
Yeah.
On top of that, there's a treehouse out back.
Oh my gosh, how fun!
So, they've got that. They just have to be careful to not fall.
Oh. She starts to get worried a little bit. Oh, it's okay. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
All right. I think our next guest should be showing up here soon. And since I'm going in order, Ricky, that means James is showing up next. And the way that we'll do this is I'll have you guys read off your epilogues as soon as the whole party is there, and that way you're kind of describing it all.
We're having a little round table. We're all having a little tease, and we're like, so what have you been up to?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
We're talking shit.
It's the catching up party.
I like how.
Hell yeah.
I like how it's Casey and I together, because, the Paul together.
Excuse me. So James is walking up. He is no longer dressed in the full kind of decked out paladin knight armor that he once had. He is dressed, smartly, but still a little bit more austerely in robes. He is in kind of sky blue and dark blue robes with just kind of belts and necklaces, and he's actually carrying a walking stick as he's walking. He's even got a little bit of a limp to him as he's moving. So he's a little bit different from where he was. His hair, which was once just kind of cropped pretty short, is now kind of pushed back. He now has a little bit of a beard, and his beard is actually even a little bit whitish, how blonde it is. It's almost like it's frozen, little Jack Frost-esque. And he walks up. He sees the nice cottage. He just kind of stands with his walking stick, and he's like, "Huh, this is nice. This is beautiful. This is better than what I could have hoped for." And he looks and he sees Arthur and the Queen, and he smiles, and now he has smile lines kind of on his face.
Behind you.
Yep.
Miss Lady.
Oh shit! I was like, what was that?
Amethyst.
Get down. You freak.
Yes, bully her.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. But he looks and, James looks older than he should. I will say that. He doesn't look too much older. He's still kind of later 20s, early 30s, but he looks like he's in his later 30s, maybe early 40s. He looks different.
Hey, stress does that to you.
He has aged.
He is aged, but with that age comes more smile lines now. You can tell he is aged, but he is aged in a way that recently has been in a nice way.
Yeah. The Queen walks up first and comes up and immediately gives you a big hug. And she goes, "James, my right hand, you are back. It's so good to see you. And she starts to kind of crush you.
Oh, my queen, it's so good to see you too. Like, I feel like James was like trying to go for a bow, but he didn't even get the chance.
No, absolutely not.
Not with her, no. He's like, oh, my queen, it's so great to see you. I really am glad to see you.
Oh, you cannot breathe. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's okay. I didn't need air. It's okay.
I just get excited, you know.
No, I understand. That which has been lost from us for so long, when returned, glows brighter than the sun after a long night.
James, as always, you provide that which I do not have. Massive amounts of wisdom. I will always appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm still kind of a silly man, but I'd like to think that maybe something has grown. I will say that there were so many things that I had wished for you, my queen. So many things that I had hoped in those many years that we were fearing what was to come, and this was better than anything I could have pictured.
It is a gift that I did not think I ever deserved. And I'm glad that I get to spend it with people that deserve it even more than me. You look like you have been traveling a while, though. Please, come inside. Stay warm.
I have been, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And she invites you in, and Arthur, of course, comes up, gives you a big hug, and goes, "There are more guests set to arrive here shortly. You may join our current set of Leo, Prunella, and their children at the dining table."
Wonderful. Before James leaves the hug, he's just like, "Not that I am concerned about this. Not that I think that you would not. But I genuinely, and for your sake, very much hope that you have treated my queen very well these past 5 years. It seems you have. But for your sake, I really hope that's true."
And Arthur kind of... Yes, of course, James. I've been doing my very best.
Nightly?
Of course.
Stop.
Nightly. In the early days, it was daily, but it couldn't always be daily once we had Dimitri.
That sounds like a skill issue, but all right.
All right,
I
I
can just
see how
imagine,
it
like,
is.
in the background.
I'm kidding.
I can just imagine the queen in the background's like, "That's what I'm saying."
She absolutely popped out from around the corner and just went,
Like, it's like, get the energy up.
and Arthur's just kind of so tired.
I think it'd be so funny if James was like, "All right, hey kids, hi."
Oh yeah,
Immediately
James is just like, so he's like, "Yes, like keep going, children. I have wanted to meet you for so long. You are so beautiful. You are beautiful children." He sees like Prunella and Leo's kids, like, "You children, oh my god, even more. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see. So happy to see you."
James is my favorite character.
I can imagine James offering to babysit the kids so that way his queen gets it.
Yes.
I was just thinking that a second ago.
Honestly, he's just like, "I can travel far distances, and I can, watch over children for a while. It's okay."
Looks over at Artie. Pump it up and air it out.
Oh my god.
Formerly Remy is so glad that they are not here right now.
I feel like with like Leo and Prunella, like James just so much like, "Oh my god, you guys are having kids. That's so beautiful, wonderful. I'm so happy for you. It's so great."
Thank you so much. And as you can see, I got some more coming soon.
Yeah.
I did good.
Leo, my friend. Oh, it's so good to see you. Can you read either? Can you still not read? Great, neither can I.
Yes!
Yes!
Hey, but real quick, I just gotta point this out. Check. I helped.
You
And he
did.
points at his kids and pregnant Prunella. And he's just like, I did good.
You did a great job in helping. And then he goes to Prunella. He's like, and you did a great job actually doing the work.
Thank you.
Hey, I'll have you know, I helped build a farm.
That is true.
No, I said like you helped. You definitely helped.
Are you judging me because I can't read?
I can't read either, Leo. You know that.
I was gonna say that's really ableist, but you're right. You're right. It's been 5 years. I don't know things.
No, it's okay. No, I'm just saying that, you and I, like, you didn't have to walk. I will say, like, you did not have to walk around with a child, though, for that long. Like,
No,
like,
I did
points to
not.
Vanilla, like, that is strength. Like, look at that.
Oh, I know. This is literally the strongest woman that I've ever met. Ever.
How far along is Prunella?
Good question. So in my epilogue, I wrote that she's pretty confident that it's twins. So I will say maybe 5 months, but she looks bigger.
Okay. So I want to pull this out where it's like Prunella is walking around with so much extra weight. It's probably at least like, how many grams is a baby? I don't know.
Don't know.
I got nothing.
Grandmas.
Okay.
No, dial it back.
Damn it.
We're not here.
James is like, that's at least like too many. That's like 80 pounds. Who knows?
Oh, hang on.
Sure
I know
feels like
the
it.
measurement. That's 2 stones.
2 stone. I want to like picture like James is just like, he's grown in wisdom, but he's still just fucking dumb.
He's a silly little guy.
He's a silly little guy.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure that's another boy.
I don't know.
Nah, you know more than me. It's fine.
Smart man.
Well, at the very least, I'm happy for both of you, and it sounds like, and I can already see you've raised 2 beautiful, lovely children.
They are pretty lovely, but Valeria might try to bite you.
I already feel something gnawing at my leg.
Valeria is sitting there.
Hey,
Hi.
No, it's all right. We got plenty of children back at the order, and I'm used to it.
If I hold onto your leg, will you walk?
We can try. I feel like James would be like, you know what? Give it a try. Why not? And he like tries. He's like,
Yay! I'm going fast.
it's all right. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
And Leo's gonna kind of, all right, count me up. All right. You can't just do that to Uncle James all the time. Can't you see that? He's strong, but he needs a break sometimes. He's been walking for a long time. He just got here. Give him a break. Go eat a piece of pie. Don't actually. Your mom will get mad at me. That's not till later. You wait until after dinner. You gotta eat your meat first. But Dad, I want pudding. How can you eat all your pudding if you don't have your meat?
Your father speaks wisely.
Oh, fine.
I feel like at this point, like James, like just kind of like makes like a little mini mic, and just like kind of like sends it off like little toy soldier that goes like walking.
Oh, I love that.
Hell
He's
yeah.
like,
And with that, we'll come up on our last couple of guests. I assume you two want to show up together.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, shoot. I think this is literally happening, like, in real time, too. Shoot, should we, like, walk in, like, holding hands? Or, like, should we, like...
Are you standing outside?
I think Rapunzel, as soon as you say that, because I think she gets so much more confident in herself, will just, like, kiss, like, your temple, hold your hand, and be like, let's go in.
I think we should go in. Do you think they'll be cool with, like, me and, like, them and, like, us and, like, everything, I guess?
I cup your cheek, and I'm just like, Honestly, I don't care because I'm happy with you.
I'm gonna pass out. We should go in. We're all gonna pass out. Let's go.
And as soon as you go to walk in, Arthur opens the door and goes, "Of course we're going to be alright with it, you idiots. What did you think? We were going to not be okay with it? We're fine with it. Also, did you
First
forget
off-
I can hear everything?
Well, you
Also,
know.
first off, how dare you call her an idiot? First off, I'll bark.
That's my sister, of course I'm going to.
And that's my
It's my job.
girlfriend. My job.
I don't care. That's 12 of my sisters as well. You don't even know which one I'm calling an idiot.
Oh, also for reference, no longer Remy. Just so that's on the table. Where we collectively decided Sari is a good fit.
All right. I can appreciate that. Sari sounds good. Would you like me to make an entrance for you?
No, not at all. If you do,
Your
and
lordship.
I pull him back really
Sari.
quick. I pull him back really quick. I'm like, if you do this, I swear to God, I'm gonna go to your wife right now and tell her vile things, vile things that you have stinked up and
What are you going to tell her about all the people that I killed? She knows.
No, she thinks that's hot.
I know.
No, about all the farts that you did. Yeah.
Oh, she already
I
knows.
know. I don't have anything on you. Come here.
I
bring
know
it
you
in.
don't. And he, of course, gives you big brother bear hug.
All right.
And you, Rapunzel. You look fantastic. It's so good to see you after all these years. Come here.
It's good seeing you too. And then, like, I think when they hug, she, like, pinches his cheeks and notices smile lines.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I don't know about you. I told Silas to come along. I don't know if you told, your wife to come along. But I said,
yeah.
I told Silas if he wanted to, he could.
Maud is definitely here with us. Like, she's holding my other hand.
I think Silas is carrying all of our stuff in.
Silas, you see Silas down the road, and he's got like a buggy behind him that he's just set down, and he kind of stops for a second and just goes,
Oh, there's no way Maud would let him do that because she has to show off how much she is.
he's sitting there going, I wish I was still a vampire. I need the strength. Hang on, we're almost there. Go ahead and go in. Do
Oh, wait.
you want me to go and help him?
No, I think it'll just be as simple as, and she'll just wave a finger and pull the rest of the stuff up. I think it'll just be as simple as that.
And Silas stops, and he's...
I can't do that all the time. You offered to pull it. I'm not gonna say no if you offer.
I did offer to pull it, but... Damn it, we could have taken turns.
Well, that's what later is for.
You right on that. And he kind of stands up straight, and he's got more of a confident demeanor as well as he walks up. Arthur, you look good. You look like you're not depressed. Silas, you look like you finally learned how to not have a speech impediment.
Hey. Hey,
he took the first shot.
Yeah, but you fucking gave him the kill shot.
Don't I always?
You were a little ableist there. Hold on.
I was like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
Old age.
It's only been 5 years.
What can I say? I became a curmudgeon.
You also became a father, which, by the way, where is our niece and nephew? And I push him to the side and I start scanning.
And he kind of walks back and goes, Dimitri,
Ah.
Elise, your aunties are here. And they both come running around the corner and see you and both run into your arms.
Give them big hugs. I'm looking at their faces. Neither of them have the mark in their eyes, right?
Nope.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I think with that, she's like, ah. Hey, kiddos. How are ya?
And Arthur goes, "This is your auntie, Terry,
Hi,
my
kiddos.
sister." And they both kind of, Auntie Sari!
Hi. Oh, you guys and I look at
Hi.
Artie. I look back at Artie and I'm like, thank God their eyes are so perfect and normal.
I know, they don't have a string of that.
Nothing. And I think that is a good start to a new generation.
Exactly. And they both start to pull on both Rapunzel and Sari's hands. And they're like, come on, we have food!
Oh, they have food. Of course, we gotta go get food.
I don't know. I kind of want to play.
And Elise looks up and goes, I want to play!
Ooh, I'm breaking out the magic. We're playing with vines now.
Do you know that Auntie Rapunzel knows how to turn into a wolf?
A wolf? I've never seen a wolf!
Yeah, watch this. And I like squeeze my nose and I'm very dramatic about it. And then I like sneeze and all of a sudden like I become a wolf and I just shake my head.
And Elise kind of jumps back a little bit, but she's like, whoa! Wolves are big! And Dimitri goes, yeah, they're really big. If I didn't know any better, I'd be scared, but this is our auntie, so it's not scary.
You can give Auntie Rapunzel such a big hug too.
I immediately start doing like the dog things where I'm like prancing with my feet and I'm also like getting low on the front, but my ass is up. I'm definitely playing.
And Arthur kind of looks over and goes, careful now, you'll summon Blink.
Oh.
And the kids kind of, is Blink around? And Artie goes, Blink is always around, you know that. He's watching. But he can't come here right now. Give him an hour or so.
Well, Blink might not be here, but do you guys want to see my little Pookie?
Who's your little Pookie?
She'll do like a little magic thing of like touching her chest, and then as she extends out, Pookie and Kingsley pop out, and she goes, "This is my little Pookie," and it's big Koibra, and then this is my big man Kingsley.
And Kingsley starts to run up to them and run around their legs, and the Koibra also does the head down.
Yep.
And Arthur's like, okay, alright, I see how this is going. This is about to be a whole petting zoo. Alright.
We bought a zoo, Artie. Of course
I
we
know.
bought the zoo.
You're gonna say we didn't bring all our animals? Like
Alright, it's going to have to be in the backyard. This is not a big enough house for all that.
That's fine, that's fine. Let the kids play. We'll go inside, okay? And I look at my animals, I'm like, play nice and be good, and I point at these two, don't eat them.
And they go, they wouldn't eat us, they're nice!
But I'm not, and I go after them and I go, "Rah!"
And they start screaming and running. Alright. So, been a minute. I'm happy to see you all here. Thank you for inviting the invitation. I knew that you would. But, tell me, what's everybody been up to? And we'll just redo the order that we started in for the arrivals. So, Kendra, go ahead.
Okay, I fear I may have overdone it a little bit.
Don't worry, so did I.
Because,
Same.
okay, yeah, so basically, I All right, you know, I'll just get into it. I'm
Yeah,
just getting to it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's probably a little long just because I combined both Prunella and Leo, so it's kind of. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
all right.
okay.
I start. Immediately after the war, Prunella and Leo both decided to stay in Lavendel to help victims to the best of their abilities. Prunella offered to heal any injuries and cook for the hungry, while Leo used his strength to assist in rebuilding houses. Prunella was able to build a relationship with her father during this time. She quickly found out that they made an excellent team when it came to healing. Slowly but surely, they both opened up to each other and even began to crack jokes. Despite not knowing him for most of her life, Prunella saw the resemblance in their behaviors. A mutual trust began to grow between them. Meanwhile, Leo spent a lot of his time with the men in the city. He never went too long without mentioning how excited but nervous he was to marry Prunella, and the men were happy to give him marriage advice. One term was mentioned countless times: happy wife, happy life. It was the code that he promised himself to uphold. And I just like, in real life, I hear that a lot. Like in every single wedding that I've been to. And it's just so funny. Anyways. His carefree nature helped uplift the people who needed it most. Soon enough, Leo was befriended by countless people. Whenever he finished rebuilding a house, the family that lived there invited him and Prunella to have dinner with them. Their wedding guest list was quickly building, and they started to worry if there would be enough room for everyone to attend. As soon as they felt that they succeeded in helping the people get back on their feet, they began preparing for their wedding. They held the ceremony in the Kingdom of Time, right by the waterfall. Prunella was able to buy a beautiful wedding gown adorned with silver embroidery and amethyst cabochons. I think that's how you say it.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, it was the most beautiful piece of clothing that she's ever worn in her life. Of course, Sari and Rapunzel. I said that right.
Mhm.
Is it Sari?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I don't want a dead name.
You're good.
You're good.
So Sari and Rapunzel were right by her side, making sure everything was perfect. Marco, Prunella's dad, was there to walk her down the aisle. Let me see. Sorry, I lost my
That's
train.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
It says Leo nearly fainted at her beauty, which I thought that's so dramatic. It's so dramatic, but that's so him.
That is him.
Yeah, it is.
He's never seen her smile so widely before, and in that moment he knew he'd cherish the sight for the rest of his life. The celebration was unlike anything they ever experienced before. Everyone was so lively, the perfect pick-me-up after previous events. It was sure to be the best day of their lives. Alright, now it gets a bit more modern. Luckily, Leo still had a majority of the coins he won from the horse race. You know, the one with Cupcake?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
This allowed him to build their homestead at Ifrit Stronghold. Is it Ifrit Stronghold?
Yeah, Ifrit.
Okay, alright. Just like they said they would. It wasn't long before they had plenty of chickens, cows, and other animals to take care of. It was also around this time when Prunella found out she was pregnant with their first child. After 9 months of anticipation, they welcomed their son Angelo, and just like his name suggests, he's an angel. By the time he could walk, he was already showing interest in helping Prunella with the animals. Just 2 years after Angelo's arrival, Prunella became pregnant again with their daughter Valeria. Unlike Angelo, Valeria was very energetic and caused mischief. It was clear that she took after Leo. By the time they approached their 5th marriage anniversary, Prunella had once again become pregnant, and this time she was confident it was twins. Despite Prunella and Leo having their hands full, they still made time to go into the city to sell their produce, milk, and eggs. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I put that in bold. I put it in bold in my document.
Nice.
There's never a quiet moment in their house, but it's the type of home that everyone dreams of growing up in. Not a day goes by where they don't express their love, whether it be Leo bringing back flowers or Prunella singing a song she wrote for him. Both Prunella and Leo are beyond happy with the life and family they built together. The end.
Aw, I love that. That was so good.
So cute.
That's adorable. I love that.
Oh, thank you. I was speed typing this.
You did great. That was awesome.
Thanks. I hope I did them justice.
You did. You did so good. And I love the names for the kids too. They're
Yeah.
just so perfect. Wow. So you guys have had a lot to get done. I've noticed you guys around in the city. I haven't been able to say a whole lot because, I've got a
You've
kingdom to
seen
run.
us?
From afar.
And
It's
you
already,
didn't say
he sees
anything?
everyone everywhere.
Oh, well, that's true.
I'm up in the tower. I can't really say hi from the tower,
Oh,
you know.
well, you
You
could
can say
try.
hi from a tower.
You can say hi.
Say hi.
Rapunzel did it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just send Demon Bird.
Yeah.
James like spits like up his like teeth like
He's here, isn't he? He's in the room with us.
Pierce. It's been a long time since I've seen that particular bird.
Oh, he's seen you. Don't worry.
I was just
don't care.
I was just gonna say it hasn't been so long since he's seen you.
I was really afraid you were going to say that, and I was gonna pretend that, that was just a memory that I just made up. But that's it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
And the queen kind of looks over and goes, "Artie, don't scare James like that. You call off Demon Bird right now." "I already did, sweetheart. He's not around in any capacity."
I feel like James is like constantly checking the windows. It's like, I know you're here somewhere, but where?
And with that, James, go ahead.
I think James also James like tries to like switch the conversation. Like, anyway, Prunella and Leo, that sounds so beautiful. I would like I want to talk to you about maybe, having some of that produce sent to, my order if possible.
Yes, of course, we'd love to. Honestly, we have way too many. Just take it. Like, we will send it for free.
Oh,
Got a
no,
lot
I
of
will
stuff.
I will gladly compensate you, but we don't have, many produce that grows that well in the top of a mountain. But we do our best.
That's fair. Honestly, we might be able to hybridize some stuff. Maybe we can call the
Yeah.
Frostberry.
That's true.
Ooh. I would absolutely love that. Thank you.
I'll start working on it.
I appreciate that. I've missed you. I feel like James at this point, like, there is a tear that kind of goes down his eye.
Oh.
So I guess I'll go into James's then.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try not to bring down the mood too much. Because
You could.
so all right, so after the battle with Asher was finished, James did whatever he could in like kind of a not healthy way to be like, oh, what can I help here? What can I help here? Like, let me do this, let me do that. Like, immediately into the wedding of Leo and Prunella, immediately into the wedding of Arthur and the Queen, and like just like being like, yes, yes, yes. And it was at the wedding of Arthur and the Queen that he was seeing everybody dancing, and he realized at that moment, seeing everybody dance, seeing, Leo and Prunella, was Sari referring to themselves as Sari at this point at the wedding?
They wouldn't have referred to themselves at this point, but it's up to you. They don't really mind.
Okay.
Either.
Okay, we'll say like Sari and Silas, Rapunzel and Maud, and not an aspect of like, but the fact that, Jace is Ace and Aero, he's thinking like, wow, this is nice. But then he realizes, oh, everybody's going to be going their own way. And I'm going back to the Order, but all of my siblings, they're all dead. And so he keeps on a brave face for the weddings, and then he goes off back to the Order. He goes with Dr. Cookie, which makes the journey a lot easier because he's with the best Tanuki in the world. But as he arrives back into the Order of the Frostfangs, the elders immediately tell him to take on a new mission and to go. And he does not feel that that's right. He asks, what about my siblings? What about Fabian? What about Snow? What about Henry? What about all of these people? And they say, they gave up their lives and you continue on. And James knows deep in his bones that something isn't right. And so he asks formally for a bit of time before his next mission. The elders say, all right, sure, you did a lot to save the world and you appeased our queen, so we'll give you that. James at this point walks off from the ledge. He walks from the Order of the Frostfangs. They have they're kind of set up in the mountains of Loomtorm. He walks off into the edge of the entrance, and he just looks out at the horizon and just feels a deep emptiness inside of himself. And he realizes so much of him that has been lost, not only from the loss of his siblings, but the anger that he felt within him when he was fighting Asher, like that darkness kind of coming into him, and realizes that he is not the same person that he was. And he is very happy for all of his friends and very glad that they went off in their ways, but he realizes that he needs to do some things for himself. So at this point, James decides to take the fallen bracelets, the armor of his siblings, whatever was left in that throne room that was swallowed by Asher, and he makes a pilgrimage. He decides to take all of their armor, and he decides to give them an actual burial. And he does this on the highest mountain of Loomtorm. He does this by taking off a lot of it. He decides beforehand to pray to the Frost Gods to say, keep me frosty fresh, both inside and out, but allow me to do this. And he takes off his heaviest armor and decides to climb this mountain without his heaviest armor. And he does this, during which time he spends many nights trying to build a fire in small caves. And one day he actually slips and has a rock kind of fall onto his leg. Doesn't break it, but definitely twists it, sprains it, and it doesn't quite heal right. So he thinks very hard about turning back. He decides not to. He continues up the mountain until he reaches the highest peak. And at this point, he finds the highest peak where there's a little bit of gravel, and he starts to dig. He has some tools with him. He digs, he buries his siblings' armor, and it's he's been, at this point, he went all night. He was so close to the edge that he looks down, and for the first time in a long time, he starts to cry. He cries, and he feels so much sadness and so much pain within him that has been lost. And as he does this, the sun starts to rise over the edges of the horizon. He is high as he can be, so he sees the sun in its most beautiful form, hitting just notes of purple, pink, amethyst, yellow. And when this happens, he sees the spirits of his siblings. He sees them look at him. He sees them smile at him. And they say, "You're not done yet. And we love you." And James smiles. A real smile for the first time since Arthur and the Queen's wedding. And he notices that his tears have fallen into ice in his hands. And so he takes them, puts them into a little vial with a little bit of permafrost on them as a reminder, and goes back down the mountain, goes to the Order of the Frostfangs, is a little bit emboldened, and kind of noticing that, leg is kind of messed up. He's like, I don't think I can really be as much of a paladin anymore, but I've seen a lot of things, and I know that these things need to change. And whenever an elder starts to question him, James just kind of gives them a look, being just kind of like, bitch, I know. I've seen some shit. You've been up here in your kind of high tower just ordering us around. No. There needs to be a change, and it needs to happen now. There are too many of us dying. And that starts to persuade a lot of them. And they actually accept him into the council. And so now James is no longer a soldier. He is now a kind of like pseudo elder amongst the council, like making decisions. And he's welcoming in a lot more orphan children, not for the sake of being soldiers, but for the sake of doing good, for the sake of helping, for the sake of bringing about prosperity. And while this happens, he's kind of like, roaming through like Rosemarin, Lavendale. I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit long, so I'll try to
No, you're
try to shrink
fine.
it down.
You're fine.
I want to hear it all.
Yeah, we want to
Okay.
hear everything.
Yeah.
While this does happen, he meets, a lot of youth, both like, babies that he kind of takes with him back to the order, as well as like kind of older teenagers. And he tries to like welcome them in, kind of like an older brother kind of role, like kind of like bringing them in. And while this happens, he starts to get a lot more fondness for these things that are happening, but also notices a lot that with the war changed, there's still crime that's happening. There's still difficulties. There's still, trouble. He doesn't want to like, bother Arthur and the Queen because they're doing all the things that they can. But he says, maybe we should have some soldiers, but maybe a little bit more covert. And so he creates the DS unit.
Stop it.
A Black Ops unit.
Stop
I want to
it.
give you 3 guesses what DS
No,
stands
I
for.
already know. You stop it.
And even amongst them, yep. All of them are like, like those that are like trained to be a part of it. They're like, what does DS stand for? They're like, apparently you find out like when you join, and every time someone finds out, they're like, oh wow, what is it? Really?
Like, is it too late to dip out?
like really? Like you're joking, right? No, that's really why he called the unit the DS unit. They're like, okay, sure.
Oh, you meant
Why
DS,
the
like
fuck
a
not?
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm an
If
ODS
only.
official doodle smacker, alright?
Official doodle smacker.
The doodle smack.
I'd also like to think that at this point, James has, he's grown a little bit more wiser. Like he is like accepted this big brother role. I feel like he'll have like always like one like small child that'll kind of like be with him, and they'll kind of say like, I think one. I picture this one scene that did happen, and I'll just go through it quick. Which is, someone said Elder James, like, are we allowed to love? And James says, yes, we're encouraged to love. He's like, do you love? And he's like, yes, I love differently than how many people do, but that form of love is still important. And, you'll find many forms of it. And I hope that you'll find it in the best way possible, both here amongst your family and outside in the world, because we can't just be isolated. Love is important, and love should be shared. And then he sees an invitation. He says, and if you'll excuse me, I think that I might need to prepare for a little bit more familial love from outside the order. But you'll see me soon.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
That was really good. I like that a lot.
I loved every part of that. That was very good.
That was so good.
Thank you.
Ah, goddamn. That was emotional. I like that though. That gave some good gravity
Yeah.
to everything.
Thank you. I'm sorry if I went very, very long on that.
No,
No, you're
that
good,
was
you're good.
amazing.
You could have gone longer.
Yeah. I'm here to
Thank
listen.
you.
Hell yeah.
Upon hearing that, the queen kind of starts to get a little choked up, and you see her eye start to brim with a tear, and she comes over and gives you a hug.
Ah,
And she goes, James, you will always be our family. That we appreciate you every single day. And I'm glad that you got the closure that you needed.
thank you. I would be lying if I said it wasn't for your belief and encouragement. I didn't think that I'd ever get to meet you, let alone be trusted by you. I would not have felt the courage to climb that mountain or talk to those elders the way I did if you didn't show me how to do that. So I credit a lot of that to you. I'll always be grateful. Thank you.
Don't know if I ever would have been where I'm at right now without you, though. Everything in life is give and take, yin and yang.
My queen, if you'll allow me to say respectfully, abso-goddamn-lutely you would have. It's rare you're wrong, but you're wrong there.
See, James, this is why I like having you around. You keep me humble.
Stop.
All right, and with that, Sari, Rapunzel, do you want to do this one by one or same time?
I mean, I don't mind doing it one by one because I think we both had different paths that we chose.
Yeah, we only converged, I think, more recently, like a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind doing mine first if you want to do yours. Up to you.
Oh, go first. Go ahead.
Alright, hell yeah. I gotta pull it up. I put it in the notes.
Hell yeah.
Alright, hold on. I actually have to move this one thing out of the way. It is a little lengthy, but, Alrighty, so this epilogue, I named it The Dawn of Siri. Alright, guys. So, the moment Remy was bound to her sister's soul, you know, something vast and kind of inevitable was born, a presence, nothing really singular nor many, but a being woven into 12 lives, yet standing as one. So, from the moment that happened, they already knew something was, like, shifted in them, like, fundamentally as a person. And they never really felt like Remy, but they also didn't feel like Serafina either. They kind of felt like a little bit of maybe just someone different. Someone named Sari. So that is what felt right to them, and that is what they chose to continue by from that moment forward. So, yes. So that name called to them and would forever be the echoes of those who ascended before. Remy was still there, somewhere within the chaos, but the being that is now walking this realm is just no longer just Remy. So that's one part. Their first act was to make sure, obviously, that after the crown was passed down and everything had a good, like, fundamental start to start building back up, was to go back to the world in between, because that is where this all started. That is where Vor had creeped into their world, and they wanted to make sure that nothing like Vor or Asher or Kate, what was his name? Casian, blah blah blah.
Kenneth?
Kaylin never came
Kaylin.
back.
I think it was Caden.
Caden, something like that. But to make sure
that's even
that,
worse.
Yeah. To make sure nothing like that could ever seep into their world ever again. And also to figure out the root of how and where they came from to begin with. Excuse me. That's also canon. Let me see. Okay. So, even so, as Sari shaped the world into something new, something greater, and they found themselves peering beyond, the fabric of reality never really seemed fixed as it once was. They would see glimpses of the other world while they were at the world in between. Worlds where their worlds were stories, but ink upon parchment. Where voices dictated their fate across tables of wood and candlelight. The realization was both humbling and terrifying. So, were they merely just echoes of another dream? And if so, what did it mean for their reality? Faced with this knowledge, Sari stood at a crossroads that they just could not ignore. And even if they did continue to do that and protect their world, they still had the realization that they could reach beyond the veil and seek more answers. The choice was not made lightly, and for the first time since their, what we call the Ascension, is they felt a weight of mortality once again with all of this knowledge. Throughout all of this, Silas remained by their side. They Their love had been tested many a time through war, now, and even divinity itself, but Silas chose devotion. He did not worship them as others did, for his love was never blind. Instead, he followed them as a champion, more of a protector and tether that remained of Remy's heart. Together, they would walk the paths and reshape the world and also refurbish it to make sure the world never loses sight of what once was, and also so they would never lose sight of each other again. And then there was Rapunzel. Their love had always burned brightly. But the Ascension changed things for Sari. Sari needed time, Rapunzel needed time, and truthfully, the two of them was just not the right time and place after everything had ended. So Sari took her time to figure herself out and figure the world out, while also just kind of figuring out everything, while they gave Rapunzel a respectful and sexy space, because we love doing that. And so they parted ways, but not as lost lovers, but as two souls bound by something even deeper. It was not an end, merely a different kind of love. Time had passed, the world had healed. Siri watched over as civilizations were healing themselves from the rise and fall of Asher. And as their name became legend, maybe even myth, something beautiful and almost earnestly amiss happened. Rapunzel and Sari found their way back, baby. Hold on, my phone turned off. They found their way back, baby. And they had built a beautiful life together, forged of new love, new relationships, new marriages, and became kind of like just a cute little unit as one. They all felt whole with each other. Love was never meant to be contained in neat lines, and what they created was beautifully woven trust, devotion, and joy. So as Sari would stand beneath the stars most night in the kingdom of time with their lovely partners, I would say they both got a letter while they were having cute little moments, and the two would look at each other with a big smile, knowing that they had a holiday to go on.
Hell yeah.
So that's just what Remy's doing. She's just doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of fucking world healing. People think she's a god, and she doesn't know how to feel about that. She hears people praying to her, and she's like, ooh, ooh.
There've been shrines popping up around the continent.
Yep. She's like, these are interesting, but that's just so... There's this one guy that prays to me, and he cries like a little bitch all the time.
Right, she always loves when Rapunzel's praying to her.
When Rapunzel's praying to me, everyone's shut the fuck out.
Like, everyone, shut the fuck up now.
You started to hear the voices of the Pantheon more. You keep getting, hey, whoa, this one can hear us now.
Whoa, you get
like
the
all
fuck
the time.
You get the fuck away from me.
That's nuts, bro.
We are not here for this. We do not like this.
Oh, hang on. You're gonna have to get used to it, because we're all up here.
You know what? Actually, now that I'm here, why wouldn't you let anyone know that there's a world vast beyond this where our stories are just fables? That's freaked.
Guys,
I hate
it's not
you.
for me to determine.
I hate you. I hate you. And I think
Not the first person to say that won't be the last.
Sari's tuning him out.
It's alright, I'll go catch a wave.
I
Shaka
hope you do.
Alright. Rapunzel. Do us a solid. Round us out.
Oh, fuck. fuck. I'm bad at endings. I cry every time.
Me too.
Okay. So after the fight with Asher, I think Rapunzel went home for like a solid week just to like get to know her family. Her parents and the Kingdom of Time obviously were so just relieved to see like the princess back, both unharmed and knowing that the threat outside of their kingdom is gone. I think they're still nervous about outsiders and are selective, but they are still like more open to people coming in. After a week, Rapunzel definitely was like, you know what, I need to go and help people. So for about like a year, she traveled the whole continent, like the world, and she was healing people. She was using her magic to help fix homes. She has this one spell that allows her to like fix crops and stuff, so she like helps people with like food and stuff, like no one's starving with her. And she's just kind of a blessing everywhere she goes. Until she ends up reaching like this one city. It's kind of like the slums where people just are not receptive to her kind of help. And at one point she finds herself in like this underground like wrestling area. And like it is pretty gruesome, but it's just one fight that really just like appalled her. And it was the fight with Maud. I wanted her name to be Mad Maud, but then I was like, hold on, that's a different character.
Yeah.
What name did I give
I mean, you could be
her?
like Maddie Maud.
Maddie Maud.
Okay. Oh,
DC Comics ain't have no copyright there.
I think I went like Morbid Maud or something.
I like that too.
Ooh.
She's like 6'1", super muscular. She has like short, dark hair, like shoulder length-ish. But yeah, it's definitely one of those classic stories of like Rapunzel goes to help her, and Maud is very just like, I'm going to keep you at arm's length, and pushes her away, but like something happens, like one day these like a few debt collectors come and they go to like try to get their money back because she accidentally fell in with like a loan shark, and Rapunzel and Maud just barely got away. Rapunzel was like, well, I can fix this, hold on. And I think she ended up bringing her back to like the Kingdom of Time to try and like help, and that did. Maud ended up like relaxing a little bit from the tension of her original city. The two ended up like, or in the Kingdom of Time, Maud definitely ended up realizing she had feelings for Rapunzel. And once they both realized it, they became like a couple, and they started traveling, fixing and healing the world. And then of course Remy came back into life.
With
Oh.
with Cookshare holder Silas.
When she met up with Remy again, it was like she saw her in this whole different light, and she found herself so flustered at first, and like, oh, hold on. I think those were those feelings that my mom was talking about. Hold on.
These were the feelings that Remy was feeling from the beginning of this campaign.
Obviously had a very long talk with Maud and was like, hey, I think I'm poly, you know, and it's so healthy, like so consensual, it's so sexy. But yeah, Rapunzel and Maud did end up getting married. Obviously, whoever to, they have a room in like, I imagine their castle is like a giant tree house. So of course everyone has their own room if they want. They're more than welcome to stay. And Rapunzel is trying to step more into like her royalty kind of thing, take on like more responsibility, learn more about the kingdom. So I think her outfit that she's wearing now too is a little bit more regal.
Hell yeah, I like that.
But yeah.
Good shit. I love that.
Thanks. I wrote it all down and I was like, you know what? That was not my. I'm just gonna stumble through it.
No, you did great. That's
Thanks.
fantastic.
So
Oh.
yeah, Arthur, that's what we've been up to.
You've all been very busy. I'm glad that you've all been having what sounds to be very fulfilling lives. It makes me incredibly happy and incredibly proud of you all. As you can see, about all I've done is have 2 kids, love my wife, and make sure that this kingdom comes back from the brink.
That's
Sounds like you could love your wife more.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
All right.
I'm sorry. I
Now
will
there's
not.
3 of you. I did this to myself.
Although everything you've said,
I'm just-
Arthur, is extremely putting it lightly, and not for nothing, we all feel that way. So why don't you be kind to yourself and say, yeah, I rebuilt a fucking country and helped save a world.
I was gonna say,
I know.
and relations between countries.
Yeah, like you, like what is Lumtorm and Lavendel now? Are we like a unit or what?
They're essentially combined, yes.
Like that's insane. That's insane. That's pretty cool. All right. Not a lot of people can say that they've done that in their life. Morty.
We've essentially combined. We've been helping the other countries to come back. We've even sent a ton of people down to Stroyce to make sure that that could be rebuilt and turned into something not completely war-hungry and disgusting. We're trying to promote it into a good, wealthy land that produces crops.
And I think that's amazing. You guys have done so good. And not for nothing, I don't think any of us pictured we'd be here today, back on that day. So I'm
No.
glad that we can say that we've all made our way back here, alive and well.
We have. And whenever any of you are ready, if you are ever ready, we have homes prepared for each and every one of you, in case you want them. Here inside the city and in Loomtorm. You don't have to take them if you don't want them, but they are there. They're fully furnished and ready for you if you ever desire them.
Who knows?
But
Maybe it'll be a good thing to have.
I know that the food is almost done. And if there's anything that I know about my wife, it's that she doesn't like burnt food. So I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to call the kids in. And then we'll eat. We'll be merry, and we'll have a good remembrance. And he goes, grabs the food, hollers for the kids all run inside, and he sets out the food. And that where we end. And thus did our journey end. And here is your happily ever after.
Aww.
Yay! Oh!
Ah. Fuck. So yeah, that's the end of our 1.5 year long
And the girlies
journey.
love the vibes, and that's what it's about.
That I did not anticipate lasting this long. It was supposed to be a 3-month mini campaign, and I somehow, with a lot of help from all of you, managed to turn this into a 1.5 years. And this has been one of the most fulfilling and daunting stories that I've ever done, mostly because it's the first story I've ever done. But I appreciate all of you as my players and all of you who have watched this journey. It has been truly fantastic. And I can now successfully say that I essentially wrote a book.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Wait, you have to close the last thing?
Hang on.
And just like that, the story ends.
I'm
Yep.
going to be so fucking emo.
Love it.
Do you know what's gonna make me emo? It's gonna be putting this notebook away. Because that's gonna suck.
You should get a box of all of your D&D notebooks that you've had from the past and start a little memory
Yeah.
box.
I should.
Oh, that's
I
so
actually,
awesome.
I have my dad's old footlocker from when he was in the Navy,
Oh, nice.
and
Wow.
it's half empty, so I can use the other half that doesn't have his stuff in it for this.
Very
So,
nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our story.
Sorry,
We'll be back soon.
really quick. I was gonna say that story's ended, but we have a couple more things in store here. I'm almost done
story?
cooking on my campaign. I've finished the beginning, middle, and it's the beginning I gotta fuck with, but I think honestly once we jump in, it'll be pretty good. So keep an eye out for a start date for Secrets of the Arcane Universities.
Yeah. So that's coming up next. That is our next project. And that'll be very soon, hopefully. And we will see you all then. I hope you all have a great night. Bye-bye!
Ah!